Okay, good day everybody. How are you doing today? It's a pleasure to have you here, CSAFOREX. Right? This is your first time of joining. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. Now we're going to be talking about time frames, the truth about time frames. There's something about time frames that some traders don't know, or rather a lot of traders don't know. Did you know that different time frames will give you different trends? Like as an example, this is the daily time frame. You can see that the daily time frame is obviously a downtrend. We've already marked out our levels of support and resistance. And by the time you start to drop down in time frames, if you drop down to about 4 hours time frame, okay, great. It still shows you that it is a downtrend just like the daily. But then you drop down to 1 hour time frame, you can see now that it's gradually picking up the pace to the upside, right? And then the same thing with 15 minutes time frame, also picking up the pace to the upside. So based on the time frame that you are looking at, it will determine the different trends that we have. So that means that if you cannot combine time frames, please don't, so that you don't confuse yourself. Stick to one time frame and trade off that time frame. Do your analysis and trade off that time frame as well. Now the different time frames also determine the type of trader. The different time frames also determine the type of trader. Well, as an example, if you're trading as a scalper, you should know already that a scalper is probably using the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute time frame. And if you are trading as a day trader, day trader might probably be using like maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour thereabout. You can see how as you continue to climb up the ladder based on the type of trader that you are, scalper, day trader, swing, and position trader, the time frame that you use most likely is pushing higher and higher and higher, right? So your time frames definitely will determine the type of trader that you are, short-term trader, long-term trader, as we just mentioned now. And then also, combination of different time frames could also help out a trader. If you know how to combine time frames, it's going to help you. Now this is the daily time frame, and if you look very well, when price came back, right, when price came back to test this area here, this was a former support turned resistance, but price came back to test here again to act as resistance, and this is the daily time frame. What if in this area here, what if we had switched over to like the 1 hour time frame, or we switch over to the scalper's time frame, or maybe 5 minutes, 15 minutes? That means that most likely would have gotten a much tighter entry, and that would have been very, very good for low risk, high reward trading. Low risk here, you might have gotten a trade or an entry order for about 10 pips, and then you are still going for like your 100 pips target, or maybe even going for a longer one, more than 100 pips. Now let me tell you the truth. An ultimate trader, or the ultimate trader, is one that can turn a scalp into a swing position trade. That means that person enters with intention of using small stop loss, probably like 5 pips, 10 pips stop loss, and then runs for about 100, 200, 300 pips and all. Of course, the risk to reward is fantastic. The reward at the end of the day is very, very good. So we need to understand all of these things that we're talking about based on the time frame. We normally talk about time frames and how to use the time frames. But for now, if you are still new to the business, in order for the time frames not to confuse you, stick to one time frame until you can easily switch from one to the other. Also, as a new trader, I wouldn't advise you to start scalping, because scalping time frames are usually fast. This time frame simply means that once it is on daily, every candle you see here is going to last for that day, right? Once it's on the daily time frame, every candle here is going to last for that day. Once it's on the 15 minutes time frame here, every candle here is going to last for 15 minutes. So as a beginner, scalping could rather be fast for you in order for you to do your proper analysis and even do your risk management calculation and all. And that's why scalpers don't have time to input stop loss, right? They're always in front of the system and they're monitoring it. They have what they call the mental stop loss. Now, this is just a quick one. Try not to make this video way too long. Different time frames, as we just talked about, the truth about time frames, in order to give you better understanding so that you can take advantage of it, right? So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. If the video was helpful a bit to you, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button. It definitely helps out the algorithm. Okay, great. Thank you. Until next time. trade safely. Goodbye, guys.